and these data centers, right, are becoming a bigger conversation when we talk about AI, because all of the training data will need to be hosted in a data center. And what people are worried about now is people infecting source data and or blowing up data centers, because that's a physical way to fight back against blah 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 blah. And so now there's going to be like big security around data centers and what country the data centers are held in, and like, so
So Congress held a hearing last week where they had, the big four AI giants testifying. Maybe it was five testifying, and I remember Fetterman from Pennsylvania kind of talking about a data center that had just been built, and yes, it brought jobs initially, but because of the amount of energy that it was pumping, everyone's electric bill in that town was going to go up 20%. And so he was just like, yo, like my people in Central PA cannot handle like a 20% increase on electricity. And so it's like not only the environmental or like economic impact, there's also like the impact on the community itself that is housing that thing, which is
right.
like very old school manufacturing, like troubles. When you think of like the era of steel or like all the industrial eras that we've gone through, every time a factory turns up in a town, there are benefits, right? And then there's like
Right.
nuclear waste in the fucking river. Like there are
Right.
things
It
that are
literally,
wonderful.
I was watching a thing about forever chemicals today, and all forever chemicals can be traced to 3M and DuPont. And like, it was talking about all the people that live in the town near DuPont got mad at the guy for raising questions about why all his cattle is dying. Well, all his cattle is dying because of all the wastewater from the factory, and no one in the town wanted to solve the problem, because if they solved the problem, then they wouldn't have the jobs at
Their
the
income.
factory.
Correct.
But it was actually killing them, and it's killing everyone around the world, because now everyone has traces of this chemical compound in their blood, and it all comes from one company that invented it and uses it. And it's just like, what the fuck? And we just
Yeah,
let
and
it happen.
it's a generational impact. There was a
And
video
then
that I added to my watch list, but I didn't watch yet, and it was a TED talk that just came out recently about how to easily cool down the earth. I was like, oh, I want to watch this one,
just
because
turn the air
ultimately, like,
conditioner outside. Just put it.
I think it's wild, like when you think to yourself, and I've heard even children say like, why don't they just put solar panels on top of cars? It's like, because harnessing solar energy is hot. It's hot. It's hot.
Like, I
So
think
it just
Cameron.
it goes back to nuclear. We're gonna constantly keep turning back to nuclear as an energy source, which is
Do you
a little
remember
scary.
Cameron Diaz's like ugly ass solar station wagon, like back in the day?
No, I
Hold on.
don't.
So solar car Cameron.
Yeah, so let's go see if I can get there faster. Can I get there faster on DuckDuckGo? Who knows?
Jesus. It's only showing me news from now, and I need to see news from 2002.
Back in the day. Nah, it's not. I'm not seeing it. But tell the story. So she had like a weird looking solar panel. I think it might be. Was it the Sun Swift 7? This, first of all, this looks crazy. I will share this with the group. The design of this thing is absolutely hilarious. The Sun Swift 7, the solar powered car, just broke a major world record, but the look of it is just
Oh.
hideous.
It looked like Apple
Hideous.
Mouse. All the cars these days come
Oh
out
my
looking like Apple
gosh.
Mice.
Oh my gosh.
It
So
looks
so speaking of Apple mice, and this is just like a tiny rant. Like when I had posted the unboxing of my Magic Mouse, which I only bought after working in your workspace and touching it and saying, this is actually really a nice extension of my life. I needed it, right? And so I ordered it and I unboxed it on YouTube, and like somebody was like going off about how it is the worst ergonomic invention since a fucking pencil, almost like, and I'm like, oh my God, I love it so much. And even now I've had it for what, a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And I absolutely love my Magic Mouse. It was such a great investment.
Unpopular opinion, but I agree with you. And
Yo, I mean, yes, this is stupid. Yes, it having a little vagina is stupid, but
it's annoying.
The feel of it and the touch, like the combination of having the trackpad on my left with the mouse to my right, it just feels so good. It feels very nice.
Apple is really good about creating stuff specifically for their ecosystem. They can create their own microchips to make everything work and flow as smooth as possible. And as long as you keep upgrading every 2 to 3 years, your stuff's gonna be great. But I feel like back when I was a lot more Windowsy,
that was a thing.
And I put my hand on every single mouse till I found one that was the chosen mouse that perfectly fit my hand and everything. And I think about that mouse sometimes. I miss her. I loved all the clicky buttons, like, and she just perfectly in my hand. And I never had to worry about recharging my fucking keyboard because it felt the exact same as a Magic Keyboard, but it was solar powered, so I never had to plug that shit in.
That's Logitech fire.
Go off.
Did you guys know that the Magic Mouse also comes in black?
I think it's new. I think
yes.
all the black design stuff is really new.
I don't know why they didn't figure out, like, I guess there's just not enough room with the lip in the front. But like the other little Bluetooth mouse that I had, it had a little, what is that, a USB 3 or USB, whatever the fuck. It had it up here where you can charge it so that you could still use the device and charge it at the same time. I'm surprised that they, still put it on the bottom. I mean, it does charge for a long time, but
I think I know why they did it.
Tell me.
I think from like a product decision standpoint, this is a way to teach the user how to use it. They're like, we want a cordless experience for our user, and we know that people are going to keep this shit plugged in and it's going to look mad corny.
Whoa, what a vibe.
So let's just put it on the bottom so that we can force people to have this wireless ecosystem.
That's so funny. So do you know, like, multiple times a week, whether I'm in a cafe or even if I'm like working with a team, like collaborating, I'm constantly getting compliments on my phone. They're like, oh my God, your phone is so beautiful. And I'm like, it's just a white iPhone Pro, whatever, 14 Max or whatever the fuck. But because everyone immediately puts a case on their phone, no one actually physically sees what iPhones look like when they walk around. And I'm like, it is the most gorgeous design and it feels so beautiful in your hands and it's always cool. And it's just like, I'm like, why would you like put a condom on it? Like, it's gorgeous.
Girl. Because not everyone pays for Apple Care Plus at all times.
I don't. YOLO.